Hey everyone, welcome to Tekken 2, presented by Live Oak Fiber. This week, I've got some telecom news I want to talk about, as well as some really awesome retro gaming news. So let's jump into it. First up, last week, the FCC announced officially that they are looking into whether data caps harm consumers and competition. As you are all probably well aware of, it's a common occurrence for cable internet providers to limit how much data you use and for the subscribers to use on a monthly basis. If you go over that data limit, they charge you or they actually slow down your service. Now, what you may not know is that these cable internet companies can offer you unlimited data. They just don't, for some reason. In the modern world, with the rise in popularity of streaming, gaming, and working from home, meeting and exceeding these data limits can happen all too quickly. So doing the normal things that you do every day, like watching your favorite TV shows after you get back from work, downloading games, playing online, things like that, you will meet and exceed that data limit in a record amount of time. So it's finally nice to see the FCC actually starting to look into this. It probably took a little bit longer than it should have, but we'll have to see how they approach this and what they actually decide to do, and if there's going to be any repercussions for companies that actually practice setting arbitrary data caps. And real quick, as a shameless plug, because, I have to, Live Oak Fiber, we don't even have data limits. With fiber optic internet, you have as much data and you can do whatever you want, anytime you want it, so you can continue to stream, game, and work from home till your heart desires. But that's enough about us. You already know that we're the best, so switch when you can. Now onto the gaming news. Don't you wish that you can go back in time and play the games that made you fall in love with gaming to begin with? What if I told you that there's a company out there that is working on a new version of the Nintendo 64? Well, spoiler alert, there is. There is a company out there called Analogue that is reimagining the Nintendo 64 and bringing it to consumers so they can play all the games that they used to love. Now, you may think, oh, this is going to be ridiculous. You can only play certain games. That is not the case. You can literally play every game that was released for the Nintendo 64 using the cartridges that you may still have. So it's going to be something really, really awesome and nostalgic. The best part is this console is going to look more or less the same as the original console. It's just going to have some modern hardware. They've announced that you'll be able to use pretty much any of the hardware that you may still have, obviously besides the console. So if you have old controllers, if you have all your old games, you'll be able to use them on this console. And it's going to be exactly the way you remember it. I'm really hoping that they're going to have some way to infuse that Rumble pack, because I still have mine and a couple of the other adapters where I used to plug in like Game Boy games. But we'll see how they come out with it and what's going to be available for this. But I'm really excited to potentially get my hands on one. In fact, you can actually start making those pre-orders today. They just haven't announced an official launch date, but a really cool development so you can get back to some of the games that you played when you were younger, like 007 GoldenEye. That'll be exciting. Road Rash, Army Soldiers, you name it, you'll be able to play it again in the modern world, which is, I think, just super exciting and super fun for many of us that started playing back in the 90s, and going to be an awesome development. But that is all I have for this week's Tekken 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Telecom news is obviously very exciting, especially for someone that is in the telecom industry, as well as some awesome gaming news so we can all get back to the games that we used to love and play as kids. But as always, my name is Garrett, and thank you for tuning in to this week's Tekken 2.